We have fun.
We do.
What's the most fun about this job for us?
Just looking at you every day.
Oh, man. You know, I feel the same way about Kenny. You feel that way looking at him?
Welcome, basketball fans. It's Halloween, and we've got a treat for you. It's the opening of the NBA season. And thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, our sideline reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge. We've got a special treat for you folks tonight. Sports writing heavyweight Bill Simmons is in the house. Bill, welcome to 2K Sports.
What an honor. I've been waiting for the invite for years.
And we've been waiting for the acceptance. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, let's do this.
It's Chicago taking on Florida.
Here we go.
And so off the tip, it's Florida. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So for Chicago right now, we've got Williams. Jones is out there with the machine. And it's Rain Man. And it's D in at the point.
And after defending on the shot, he doesn't give up on the play. Follow that straight to the glass for the rebound.
Now the pass to Rain Man. Shoots the three. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Rain Man's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. And it's Barnes with the ball for Florida. It's a three-point game. And going against Chicago, their first game of the NBA's regular season.
And while they swept the season series against them last year, making it pretty clear how much separation exists between the two teams.
Yeah, Greg, I mean, one is a playoff team. The other, question mark, ... not so much. But things change, and you're only as good as your last win, so we'll see how they handle things tonight.
Florida shooting their first free throws here for the night.
Shooting two.
First one falls for him. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
I had a chance to catch up with Mike Budenholzer. This is the first meeting of the season between these teams, and he stressed to his guys they need to rely on their instincts at the offensive end. He said, we do a good job of finding soft spots in defenses without forcing things. If we keep doing that, we'll be in good shape. We'll see if they can keep that up tonight. Kevin, back to you.
David, thank you. Sounds like shooting is what he's concerned with most early on.
Yeah, they're looking for a controlled, patient offense today, and the key to that will be shot selection.
And, you know, if that's where they're focused on effective shooting, they'd be really smart to get it inside as much as possible. Get those high-quality looks in the paint area.
Bill, it's interesting. More than 50 colleges and universities now offers scholarships in esports. I did not know this, and that number is probably only going to go up.
Yeah, and it makes sense too. What's more popular, esports or water polo? No offense to the water polo players, but come on.
These kids love it. They cannot get enough of these games.
No, we should have, every college should have these sports.
Just so fast. I mean, it's like trying to stop a train when he's coming in for the slam.
Williams looking over the floor. Nailed from three-point land.
And, you know, it's obvious he's a talented scorer. I mean, that's a given. A guy you can depend on to get it done in a lot of ways.
Here's Stone. To the wing right side. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what I call an everything but. Good execution, just didn't knock it down. But you're right. They're happy with that shot.
Time. Doesn't go that time. And it's Chicago the other way. Jones, the pass to Rivera. Back to Jones. Outside Williams. 5 on the clock. And that one goes long. Florida trails by 3. Bill, we know about the love affair you have with the NBA, and you've written about it for so long. Started with the $4 ticket in Boston with your dad.
Yeah, my dad bought season tickets for the 1973-74 Boston Celtics, and it was only one ticket. And I think it was $4 a game, probably like $160 total. And he used to carry me in mainly because they didn't want to pay for a babysitter. So I started going to games that year, probably sleeping through a lot of them, and they won the title.
How old were you in 72?
So I was 4.
4 years old.
I'm not going to lie, I don't remember anything from that season. The first season I remember is the year later when they lost before the finals to Washington. And then the year later they won the famous finals against Phoenix, the triple overtime game. I was there.
Was Cowens on that team?
Cowens, Havlicek,
Yep.
JoJo White.
Yep.
And I was at the triple overtime game in the 76 finals. Was probably the most famous NBA game ever. Of the, the kids out there now would nominate like Game 7, 2016 or something like that. Triple overtime game was the most famous game ever. And I slept through the entire second half and the first overtime.
Oh, no.
But then woke up because everybody was standing the whole second overtime, so I had to get up.
And so he hits both.
You know, he's a steady hand at the free throw line, showing tremendous confidence in this one.
Pass to the great. And out of bounds as Chicago gains possession. Bill, with last year's do-or-die season finale between Minnesota and Denver, final game of the regular season, momentum is gathering for a play-in tournament, maybe for the last 2 playoff spots. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I wrote about this in 07. I called it the Entertaining as Hell tournament, where basically the first 7 seeds were guaranteed, and the 16 teams that didn't make it out of the 2 conferences, they just went head-to-head, single elimination. And then you have the final 2 games in New York City, and you blow it out, and you have a fun thing with it. I think that Minnesota-Denver game was important, and maybe the solution is, the 6 seeds guaranteed in each conference. And then you have 7, 8, 9, 10 in each conference, and you just have playing games. You have 7 versus 10. You have 8 versus 9. You do it over the course of a couple days. You use the TV revenue from that because you could get good money from that to maybe shorten the season.
Great
which
idea.
Would be, for me, the #1 thing I would change about the league. I think we should have a 70-game season. You could talk me into 76, but there's too many games. There's too many nights where the players... I just think basketball is really hard to play.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
First free throw is good. We were talking about the length of the NBA season and various opinions on shortening it. I suppose, Bill, one argument is that you want regular season games to be more significant, and you want that regular season to mean something every night.
Mean a little bit more.
Yeah.
Make the pace, I don't know. When you get after the All-Star break, you can really feel these guys slogging through it. You know, and especially the good teams, like a team like Golden State. All they did all year was whine and complain. Oh, well, we know this is going to be a hard season. It can't be that hard. You have 4 of the best 20 players. Like, settle down. I think you'll be fine. You're winning every game by 30 points.
Yeah.
But I wish they would tighten the season.
Here's Stone. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Here's Todd. And that one hits back iron.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Howard kicks to Williams. Here's D. And again, no good by Chicago.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Just a touch. I mean, it seems like he's forcing shots a little bit to me, Greg. Not playing his game right now, and with every miss, the pressure intensifies.
And once again off the mark by Ford. Chicago leading. Bill, your long-lost cousin Ben Simmons headlined a tremendous rookie class in 2017. And in fact, people might think it's the best rookie season ever in the history of the league.
A lot of good players. Hey, Simmons, Mitchell, Tatum. Do we count Simmons in that class, though? I guess
well, since he won the Rookie of the Year, let's put him in there.
All right, we'll put him in there. I think if you come out of a year of rookies and you get one guy who has a chance to be a franchise guy, that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. We had 3. If you're doing 3 a year for 10 years, you have the most ridiculous league of all time. I think the talent ebbs and flows, and we've had stretches. Like, I think last decade, in the 2000s, especially like from about 03 to 07, 08, like, we were just short all-stars. We were just short a few guys, and you saw teams like the Nets with Jason Kidd made the finals 2 years in a row, and you saw the Ben Wallace Pistons team actually win the title.
With no superstars.
Right. And you saw, in 06, the Pistons, remember they were on pace to win 70 games. They had 4 All-Stars. The league just wasn't that good, and now it's flipped, and it's so loaded. I think from a talent standpoint, as good as any year since 1993.
Wow, that's a big statement.
Yeah, which 25 years ago, we're just loaded with guys who could be Hall of Famers someday, or 8-time All-Stars, things like that. So now you look at this 17 class, and Simmons, Mitchell, Tatum, just right there. That's awesome. I still believe in Lonzo, and I still believe in De'Aaron Fox. I think those guys can be All-Stars too.
Here's Stone after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Passes to Mr. Clutch from past the arc. And it's Chicago with the rebound. 1:20 left to play in the first. Drills it from outside. And it's an 8-point Chicago lead.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he's on the money, that's no doubt. Here's Stone. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. The pass to the great. It's stolen by Jones. Here's Howard. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. For Chicago, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. That's good from Howard. So he gets them both. Here's Stone. Pass to Haynes. Florida moving that ball around. Here's Stone. Inside. And he dunks it down.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope. His only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points.
Hey, I thought there was some style there, guys. What are you guys looking at? I mean, it was still a pretty sweet, flavorful one-hand flush.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
Yeah, and they've come out strong. I mean, clearly they've been the better team so far.
No good that time. And so it's Chicago going into the break with a 10-point lead. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. And we'll be right back after this. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
just playing suffocating defense. That's been the difference here for them.
You know, Greg, I love watching this team get after it on defense. I mean, they play with a bit of edge and nastiness.
Bill, we've seen the NBA take steps to amend the draft lottery. Any further changes that you might recommend?
The biggest thing I would do is I just don't think you should be able to finish in the top 3 2 years in a row. I think there has to be some sort of schmuck insurance for the rest of the league. I'm fine rewarding the one bad season, but when you're just continuously bad, the year that Cleveland, when they won the lottery 3 out of 4 years, I just thought that was a travesty.
Just didn't feel right, did it?
No, it's just wrong. There's 30 teams in the league, and you have a team that really blows the LeBron James era and just surrounds him with the wrong people, and he leaves, and then really can't stay out of its way for the next couple of years, and they just keep getting the #1 pick. I don't agree with that. I think that's bad. I also thought it was bad that Philly was able to get #3 and #1 in back-to-back years, and it's bad that the Celtics were able to get the 3rd pick and then the 1st pick. So that would be the one thing I would do. I don't think it should. I don't think you should be able to successfully fail for multiple years.
The great out there with Jay. Then there's Big Dog. Then there's the mayor. And it's Mr. Clutch in at the 3. And for Chicago, they've got Jones. The machine is out there with Rain Man. Then it's Lewis. And it's Newton in at the 1 spot. And for Florida, we've got Jay. Big Dog is out there with Stone. And there's the great. And it's Mr. Clutch in at the 3. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Chicago.
They've set the first half tone by getting out on the fast break and getting the defenders on their heels.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
That free throw, no good. Bill, Commissioner Adam Silver believes the 2K Esports League will have the staying power of the NBA, the WNBA, the G League. A pretty powerful comment to make.
And I hope he's right, because I want to be the lead color guy. I want us to be the team. Why can't it be us, Kevin Harlan?
Are you kidding me?
Let's do that. Cut me the check.
Sign
As Rasheed
me
Wallace
up.
would say, CTC, cut the check.
Bill Simmons is here.
I'm ready.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
So timeout called here, the first for Florida.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they've been a bit unlucky. Some of it is poor shot selection, in a slump, no doubt. But it can be turned around. They just need to find ways to score the ball.
ABC's checked in for the great. This break in the game gives us a chance to look at the teams with the most points off turnovers last season.
And these are two teams that excel at punishing opponents for their mistakes. I mean, they certainly did that last season.
We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Chicago shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. That free throw, no good. D, he's checked in for Florida. He hits the second from the line. Now we've seen some top prospects forego college, enter the G League straight out of high school. What do you think is the future of the G League, and do you like where it sits right now?
I do. I wish they spent more money on salaries.
I agree.
I wish they blew it out. I mean, I think this is the first year we've had 30 G League teams. This should be the #1 place you'd want to go after high school. You should not want to go to college. You should want to go to a AAA awesome league that's set up.
And they're bringing kids up and down off that G League roster all the time.
It's just better, and you're going to have a better chance to succeed as a professional basketball player. You see the situation we're in now with the one-and-done guys. They go to college. They show up in September. They're playing all the way through till March. Whenever they get knocked out, they drop out of college. And they might last, you know, till round 2 in the tournament, which is what, March 20th?
Right.
And they're out. So they've been in college for 6.5 months. How's that a good system? They didn't finish 2 semesters. So I would much rather see the G League work, and I don't understand why they don't spend a little more on it and just make it like a force. I don't think the moves are that hard.
Jones for 3, and again, no good by Chicago.
That is fantastic defense on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Didn't give him an inch of room. They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Sometimes trailing in the game, players get sucked into trying to make that home run play.
Yeah, trying to get it all back in a hurry, and you're right on that, but these threes they're taking have not helped. They're trying to catch fire, and they've yet to find the match.
And Florida making a change here. Barnes is checked in. Chicago also making some changes. Williams, he's checked in for the machine. Z comes in for Ulis, and it's D in for T. Now here's Jones. Puts up a 3. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. Bill, you've watched the NBA evolve. Talk about some of the biggest changes over the last decade you've seen.
The three-point line and the threes or foul shots philosophy, I think, is the biggest thing. Just the pace of the game has really improved, and to a really pleasing way for fans. Like just what Steve Nash was doing last decade and those Suns teams, that everybody's playing that way now. Right. I think the social media and the players basically getting rid of the wall between them and the fans, using social media, using Instagram, and we just feel like we know these guys better. And their ability to control their own message now versus where they were 10 years ago.
Huge.
It all started with the decision in LeBron James and has carried through this whole decade. And these guys now, they can get whatever message out they want. They can criticize the president. They can criticize their own team. They can ask for a trade. If they get called out by some writer or somebody writes a hit piece, they can go back at the guy and sick all their fans on the writer.
And after that solid opening quarter, you can see now he is definitely starting to cool off. Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
Here's Woods. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
That's exactly how it should be done. Get the bump, concentrate on the shot, and you'll get the bucket too.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Chicago leading by 16. Passes it to Rainman. D passes to Jones. It's tipped.
He's not shooting a high percentage right now, and part of the reason could be that his shot quality is poor, and he's just got to be a little smarter about his shots.
Now here's Williams. Jones in the post. Doesn't go that time. The 3 from Barnes. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Z's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Williams. Oh, and the jam by Williams.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and power.
A three-pointer is right on target.
The D just sagged off just enough, and no hesitation on his part.
Now the pass to Rivera. Here's Jones, and then Jones with the jam.
And this guy, to me, embodies determination. Small at his position, but he still gets up and keeps plays alive. That's mind over matter for sure.
Now a timeout called by Florida.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Always. And having a good coach is critically important. I mean, you need somebody you can count on to make the right adjustment.
The greats checked in for Florida. Stone comes in for Big Dog. And Chicago also making a switch. He's checked in for Williams. 1:51 left in the first half of the game. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Vitally important. I mean, if you relax for a second, you're cooked. You're toast. They learned that lesson there.
For Chicago, they have shot a good percentage from the free throw line so far. They've made 5 out of 6.
One shot on the lane.
And there's a minute 45 left in the first half of the game. Barnes passes to the great. Second shot opportunity to the left wing. Sinks the three-pointer. ABC's got 7.
What are you going to do defensively? Such separation with the height advantage in that matchup.
Bill, what a pleasure to have you with us. Great as always to hear your thoughts, your commentary. I hope you join us again soon.
I'd love it. Anytime, Kevin. Tell me.
Thank you. And Clark, always great to have Bill with us, a content creator who really taps into what the audience is thinking.
Could not agree with you more. Amen to all of that, Kevin. He's got a very loyal fan base and readers and viewers that share his vision, not just on sports, but on life. And that strong connection he has with them is admirable.
So it's Florida now, after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Shoots from 14. No good that time. Now Chicago takes it the other way. Rain Man passes to D. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Florida trails by 19. Lobbed up there for Barnes. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
Yeah, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect.
And it all had to be, Kevin, because that's not nearly as easy as they made it appear.
Six to shoot. From deep. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. It's Chicago leading by 17. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. We've reached halftime of our first regular season game.
I'm swimming.
I thought you thought maybe the first half was going swimmingly. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet. Shaquille. Well, for Chicago, Kenny, what did you see from them?
Well, they built this lead in large part because of the sharpshooters off the bench. The subs played a superb game. Get it? Subs, superb. Oh, I'm rolling tonight. I mean, they played like starters.
And, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the home team.
Well, with the way they struggled to defend the three-point line, it started to look like warm-up drills. They cannot be afraid to bring more defenders out high. They got to make life tougher on those outside shooters.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye,
Goodbye.
Kenny. Goodbye. Go to Kevin Harlan.
And welcome back to the second half of our Halloween broadcast. Really an incredible game from the machine.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
Yeah, I liked how they took the initiative. They were really locked into what they wanted, not letting the defense dictate their shot selection.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Checking out the group for Lloyd Pierce to start the second half. They've got Rain Man, D out there with Williams. Then it's the machine, and it's Jones in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Stone, after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Pass to the great. Here's ABC. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Over to the left wing. And it's Florida with the rebound. The Greats got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Florida trails by 19. From the line, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. In the NBA, Clark, great offense sometimes overcomes great defense. The fadeaway jumper, an example of one of the more unstoppable shots players make.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, you think of guys like Dirk Nowitzki, LeBron James. Dirk's was so unorthodox, and at his size, just impossible to get to his shot when he stepped away from you. And LeBron has mastered it with his athleticism and strength. I mean, he'll fade away and fade 8-10 feet away from you and still get that shot off. So those two guys, I mean, if you're talking about major fadeaways currently in the last decade, I don't think you could find anybody that would top them.
Both good from the line that time. Chicago leading by 17. Outside, Jones. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. They grabbed their own miss. Howard with it. He's got 11. Williams outside. The shot, no good.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
Rebounded by Howard. Howard's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Rain Man, covered by Barnes. Barnes grabs the miss. And it's Barnes with the ball for Florida. Trailing by 17. After this one, they're off to Philadelphia to take on the 76ers. That'll be just one game played away from home for them.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Here's Howard. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5 for 8 night shooting.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
Yeah, you know, continue to pour it on them. That's what they want to do right now. Doing their best to put this game out of reach and in the win column.
Now a timeout called by Florida.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they've been a bit unlucky. Some of it is poor shot selection, in a slump, no doubt. But it can be turned around. They just need to find ways to score the ball.
Here's Blackwell. Williams with the block, but he stays with it. ABC passes to the great. No luck, they battled on the glass, but couldn't knock it down.
Offensively, the struggles continue. 0 for 5 to start the half.
Excellent D that time from Jones. Chicago leading by 19 points. Passes it to Rainman. Now here's Howard. Tight defense on him from 12 feet out. It's deflected. Fast break. Here comes Florida. Feeds it to Stone. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Good ball movement. Wonderful pass. Couldn't have drawn it up any better.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Florida making some changes. Mr. Clutch, he's checked in for Barnes. And it's Big Dog in for D. And Chicago also making a switch. T's checked in for Rain Man. The free throw drops for Stone. Average value of an NBA team, Clark, over $1 billion. And I can't even believe I'm saying that, but the league wasn't always so healthy and always thriving the way it is now.
Yeah, every business goes through periods of prosperity and challenge. The league, NBA, no different. Early 80s, there were real struggles and challenges. Then there was a real bump as we got into the late 80s and into the 90s. Plateaued a bit, and now we're on a great ascension. But the players and the league have really worked well together to bring the league to a greater level of popularity and success in this time period now. And you can't discount the big money from TV contracts. That fuels the fire quite a bit as well.
ABC passes to Stone. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Here's ABC, defended by Jones. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And a chance now to look at the schedule for Chicago. On Monday, then on Sunday. For Florida, they have shot 70% from the free throw line tonight, 7 for 10.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
The first free throw is good.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Yeah, they're making the most of their opportunities at the stripe, and they'll need to keep it up to take the lead.
Ulis is checked in for Chicago. That one is no good. Chicago leading by 13. Oh, that's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Shay's checked in for ABC. And there's the pass to Newton. And that comes off the assist by Ulis. Ulis has got 3 assists in the game. Pass to Mr. Clutch. Rebound by Williams.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
So it's Florida now, after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Stone passes to Woods. Poked away, and that's out of bounds. Florida will retain possession. He's checked in for Chicago. Now a timeout called by Florida.
Yeah, just hitting the reset button, a chance to kind of talk some things over.
Yeah, recalibration time with the timeout call there.
Now let's take a look at how the shots have been divided up between 3-point shots and 2-point shots for Chicago.
I really like how they've been attacking offensively. If the 3-point shot's there, they take it with confidence. And when the lane does open, they are more than willing to attack at the rim.
The great. Here's Mr. Clutch. That one doesn't go. And it's Chicago the other way. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. Jacks up a 3. But they recover it. Howard wide open. No good on the 3. Florida trails by 18. Here's Haynes. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand. Great game for him. Double-double now. 10 points and 12 rebounds. Jones kicks to Ulis. Passes it to Newton. Back to Ulis. 6 on the shot clock. From the wing. And it's Florida with the rebound. Woods the pass to Haynes. Sweet little floater. Jay's got his first basket of the night.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
The pass to Newton. Hands it from downtown. T's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Chicago. Florida shooting a pretty brutal 29% since the break. Florida moving that ball around. Here's the Great. 10 points for him. Chalk up 2 there. The Great's got 12.
Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Ulis kicks to Howard. And Stone pulls it down. Florida trails by 15. Haynes passes to Woods. And good that time. Big Dog's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Outstanding entry pass there. He knew exactly where to go with the ball.
Now, here's Ulis. D right on him. Down low. Here's Newton. Got a piece of it. There's Mr. Clutch. There's 48 seconds left to play in the third. Pass to Woods. Lets the 3 fly. Chicago grabs the miss. Jones kicks to Ulis. Over Woods. And again, no good by Chicago.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to need to be patient to do so.
To the wing on the left. Here's Newton. Misses the shot. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Chicago leads by 13. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Florida trails by 13. D out there with Stone. Then there's Smooth. And there's the Great. And it's Haynes in at the 4. Barnes up top. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up.
And that's what those alley-oops will do for a team. Ignition, switch, ignited.
Here's Rain Man. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Boy, it does your heart good to see that kind of determination in a player. Really excellent focus that time.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for Chicago.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
Something we've also seen them doing tonight is getting the long ball to go down. Big points from outside.
And that one misses. In NBA history, only a handful of rookies have averaged 20 points and 10 rebounds. And Clark, you were one of them.
Yeah, it's a point of pride for me. Obviously wasn't able to be part of a playoff team in the short time I played, but did distinguish myself individually for the short time I played, and that's fairly select company when you talk 2010 guys as rookies, and it's a pretty impressive list to be on. Actually, one of my peers, Terry Cummins, is also part of that first-year 2010 group.
You talk about names: Wilt Chamberlain, Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Hakeem, Tim Duncan, Bird, Shaq. I mean, what great names.
Yeah, some phenomenal names, no doubt about it. Glad to be on that roll call list.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. Chicago making some changes. The machine comes in for B, and it's Williams in for D. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
The great passes to Todd. And here's Barnes for 3. Chicago grabs the miss. Z's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Sinks that one from the post. And Chicago leads by 17. For Florida, they've gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Florida moving that ball.
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does make me look back a little bit, but I could never throw it down like that. It sure does look good.
Now here's Williams. He's covered closely. For Florida, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Passes it to Todd. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Here's Stone, right wing, clock at 6. Shoots from the baseline, and he recovers it. Outside Williams. Here's Rain Man. The shot that time, not on target. And it's Florida the other way. And it's the machine with the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. Here's Stone. And he banks in the layup.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
Jones kicks to Howard. Here's Rain Man. A 3-pointer, no good. Florida trails by 13. Nobody near Barnes. On the 3 off target.
I mean, his field goal percentage isn't good. He's not helping his team out there shooting this poorly.
Misses from the corner.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Drops in the layup for 2. That's 7 points for D.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Fantastic speed on the break. Speed kills, showing no mercy in transition there, partner.
Chicago calls timeout.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team.
Can't blame him. I mean, the effort hasn't been there. Just has not been there. Hopefully, he can get the fire lit.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, guys. I got a chance to listen in on what Lloyd Pierce was saying to the team. He told them the lead we've got is good, but we can be better. Take it to them. Stay on the accelerator. Looks like he wants them to keep pushing it, guys.
Buries the long-range jumper.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in, locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
To the inside. And that's out of bounds. Florida will retain possession.
And defensively, great anticipation, making a play there on the ball.
Well, the thing they did there, Greg, clogged up the passing lanes, playing them beautifully and making things hard for the opponent. That's really good defense.
Here's Stone, 5 to shoot, and it's Barnes slamming it down.
A power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could.
We've seen those kinds of plays get them going in the past.
Outside, Jones. Another three for Chicago.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
And they're not making up for it with their own shots from deep either, so that's a double-edged sword there.
The drive by Barnes. Bucket is good. Barnes has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
And he pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop.
And the crowd got their jaws dropped on that one. Total disbelief.
Now here's Williams. The pass to Raymond. His three-pointers off the mark. Florida trails by 13. To the middle. Here's Todd. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. First free throw is good. And so he makes both from the line. Chicago with the ball. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. Here's the floater, and it's blocked. Pass to the great. That one wide left. And so it's Williams who brings it up for Chicago. They lead by 11. Took him no time at all on that one. Rain Man's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Got to be happy with the result, moving the ball so well on that possession. Beautiful.
Now a timeout called by Florida. They're trailing by 13. 1:37 left to play here in the fourth. And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Magician.
And as you'd expect, he's done most of his damage in that low block. I mean, that was the game plan, to get it to him in the paint and just let him go to work. And boy, has the big fella delivered. He has just killed them down low.
On the road, in a tough atmosphere, he's taken on the role of star tonight. If one of their other players came up short, he picked up the slack to make sure they'll be walking out of here with a win.
2 shots, gentlemen. 2.
First one falls for him. And so he hits both. 1:33 left in the fourth quarter. Rivera the pass to Rainman. Knocked loose and stolen by Barnes. Goes up and the dunk by Barnes.
And that's how you make a a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Here's Jones. After Florida picking up a basket just moments ago. Can't connect from 13 feet out. 55 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Good work defensively by Jones. Williams finds Jones. 13 feet away. And an air ball on that one. Way off. Fires the three. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Pass to Rainman. On the wing, Williams. There's the steal.
And really nothing they can do now. They just got to play this one out.
Yep, this one's a wrap, partner.
But they recover it. Barnes passes to Todd. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Now here's Howard. And there's the pass to Rivera. And so it's Chicago winning this one. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, G, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. So long.